Yo, 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 traders, how are we? Welcome back to Simply Forex. Welcome to the live stream. Trader Tom here, and I've got so much I want to share and tell you today. We are going to look at all the trades we've had this week, and we've had a pretty busy week and a good week, right? We're having a nice, profitable week so far. So we're going to share all of the trades with you. I've been in and out of the Euro Aussie dollar like... What's a terrible analogy that I can think of? In and out like Sunderland in the Premier League. That is a terrible analogy. They haven't been in it for years. Anyway, we're going to share the trades. We're having a good week. We're also going to take a look at the news that's coming out at 1:30. We do have some US dollar news, right? But not really big 3-star rating. But the Canadian dollar news is important, guys, right? That is CPI, all about inflation. So we're going to keep an eye on that at 1:30, and we will play Guess the News game. Come on down. What else are we going to do, guys? We are also going to take as many of your questions as we can. So don't be shy, guys. Come say hello, leave a comment, say hello, ask a question, ask whatever you like about trading. You can ask whatever you like, to be honest with you. You can ask me about the Philippines. I'm in the Philippines for the next few weeks, so you can ask me about that if you like. Also, guys, I wanted to say that Simply Forex, our humble channel, is 4 years old. So I hope I can all hear you singing happy birthday to you. Someone's going to bring in a cake in a minute, and I'm going to blow the candle out. So, yeah, guys, we're 4 years old. I'm actually 4 years old mentally, but the channel is 4 years old as well. So, who would have thunk it? 4 years ago when we started, I remember when we had like 3 subs and all of them were family, right? And then we got to about 8 subs. They were friends. But then, you slowly grow, guys. And if you're passionate about something, hopefully it's infectious and, somebody else enjoys what you have to say. So there you go, guys. And as part of our 4th birthday, please come join our free Discord because we're doing loads of crazy giveaways. Right, so click on the QR code on the screen. Come join our free Discord channel. There's loads of cool stuff in there anyway. You can share trade ideas, talk to traders. Also, we've got some giveaways on the month of August. So check it all out. Right, let's see who we've got in the house. Brett, how are you, mate? Lucky, how are you? Yes, good evening. It is evening here. It's actually 8 p.m. here. We're just gone. Happy birthday, Simply Forex. Thank you very much. Lucky wants to look at gold. Niraj is saying congratulations on the 4th birthday. Thank you very much, guys. I'm feeling the love. And Phil, hi Tom, Brett and all. Hi Phil, how are you? So let's start with one of the trades that I've been in and out of this week, and it's Euro Aussie dollar, right? And you can see the 2 trades that I've taken here. This is the first one, right? And this is the second one. Okay, and they have both been profitable, and it's a really good advertisement for taking profits. So let me explain, right? You can see, right, let's go to the day chart. Right, so you can see, guys, we've liked Euro Aussie dollar all week, right? Because we was in this kind of range, okay, and then we broke the range. As soon as we got this candle on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, I have wanted to enter Euro Aussie dollar, and I got a setup yesterday and today, and I've traded both of them, right? So we're in this uptrend and we're just getting bullish candle. Even this candle is bullish. Look at the wick on it. It's far bigger than the top wick. That is a bullish candle. Don't let anyone tell you different. And if they do, point them out and I will talk to them. So yeah, daily's looking great, right? And then if we go to the H4, it is also looking wonderful. Right, you can see here we're getting a nice H4 uptrend. started a little bit here, but look, we're still in this nice H4 uptrend. And also, guys, if you spot a mosquito land on my face or head or ears, let me know. My God, I love the Philippines, but there are so many things that want to eat me. So yeah, let me know. I'm just constantly fidgeting and paranoid that I have a mosquito landing on me, but there is one flying around, and I'm going to get the little bastard. Right, so we know we like the day chart. We like the H4. You can see here, guys, it's very, very simple what I'm doing. H4 uptrend. We got a nice bullish H4 candle, right? And you can see, guys, that we've got these two levels here now. Okay, so I'm a big fan of the moving average 20. This is actually something from our Price Action 101 Pro indicator. And I really like it because it gives us a range, right? It's not just a line. It gives us a range from where we can trade from, all right? So I really like this from our indicator, okay? Now, we retraced into it and we got a bullish candle. I entered and I just put my stop loss below this level here and below my entry channel, if you like. Okay, and then took price back up to here, got 1:1, right? Closed 90% at this level, and then I let 10% run. Okay. Now, the same happened again, right? It's, they're a carbon copy, right? We're in this H4 uptrend. We did hit off those highs, but then we got another bullish H4 candle. Right, you can see I literally entered there, put my stop below the low here, below here this time, below this river that we call it, and took 1:1 back up to here, right, and got another 1:1 today. So Euro Aussie dollar, we have fell in love with this week. I'm only joking, guys. I don't have attachments to any currency pair. I only have attachments in my mind to Gal Gadot, right? And if anyone doesn't know who Gal Gadot is, go check her out, aka Wonder Woman. I love her, right? She doesn't know I exist, which is a shame. But yeah, and this is a really good point about taking profit. Now, let's say, for example, right, we've got a target up here, right? Let's say, for example, your higher time frame targets up here. Now, remember, I've got 10% of this trade running and I have 10% of this trade running, and I will trail the stop aggressively, right? Now, I will let those 10% run up to here. But let's imagine this, guys, right? So let's imagine, I can't zoom in without, okay, but let's just imagine your target is here, right? Let's just say, for argument's sake, your target is this yellow line. Right now, price come back, you entered the first trade here, put your stop loss here, and this was your target, right? And this was your risk. So this is your risk, this is your reward, and it's pretty much 1:2, right? Now, there are some traders who will just wait for that to happen, right? Nothing wrong with that. I'm not slagging off any other way of trading, right? If it's profitable and you're consistent with it, I'm all for it, right? But some traders would trade that, right? And they're waiting for 1:2. Now, and it doesn't matter how many setups they get in here, because it doesn't matter until they hit this level. They cannot take another trade because of their money and risk management, right? Whereas myself, because I take 1:1, I can enter here, stop here, take profit. There's 1%, right? I can enter here, take profit. My stop is here, right? And take 1%, right? So before we've even got up to the 1:2 target, I've already taken 2% out of this market, right? If it happens again and price comes down into here and we get another big bullish candle, I will enter again. As long as this channel, right, doesn't break, okay, I will keep entering this pair. If it starts breaking below it, you know, then alarm bells start ringing. But if it happens again, I'll enter it again. So arguably, I can have another trade and we've made 3% while the trader is waiting for this 1:2 is still in the trade. So I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but this is a really glowing advertisement for taking profit, let some profit run, right? And you can keep getting in on the trade. There's no rule book to say you can't get back in on the trade, right? So this is a perfect example of that. So Euro Aussie dollar, has been kind to us this week. Trades I'm in right now, I literally just entered pound US dollar, right? And I didn't wait for a bearish reaction. I just really liked the level. Okay, so if we look at the day chart, first of all, because we want to understand it. Now, the day chart is in a downtrend. Okay, hence this up here, right? Bearish. This is another part of our indicator. I'm only showing you bits of the indicator. It does so much more than this, guys, right? But it's bearish, right? We're getting lower highs. These highs, these highs haven't broken. Lower lows, right? We're in a downtrend. Okay, and at this resistance level, okay, you can see, just look how the candles have changed, right? Bullish, indecision, bullish, bullish, hit resistance, bang, bearish, top wick, bearish, right? You can see the change. You can physically see it in the candlesticks. If you can't see that, put down the mouse, walk away from your desk, stop trading. Okay, but you can, obviously, right? Everyone can see that. So we're in a downtrend. It's bearish, right? Again, if we drop to the H4, you can see we have broken H4 structure. So we came up. Excuse me, guys, we hit this. I just had a massive dinner. I'm going to tell you what my dinner was because it was absolutely wonderful. We are in a H4 downtrend, okay, and we're in a daily downtrend, and we've bounced off this key resistance level right here. Lots of things to like, right? And we've got a lot of room to move into. I would consider that a level, right? If not a bit further back to this higher time frame support level, maybe even all the way back to 134. And again, guys, I just entered. It just retraced into the river here, right? I just entered. It was such a because we had this level here as well. You drag that across, there was that level. There was also this support level here, right? So just this zone I really, really liked. And I've entered here, stopped above this last high here, as you can see, and we're looking to get 1:1 back at these lows. If we do, I'll let some profit run. All right, so pound US dollar I'm also in. I'm also in US dollar, Canadian dollar buys. I'm a little bit exposed to US dollar, but I'm aware of it. I'm okay with the risk. This is how I'm trading, right? And then let's just quickly run through this one, guys. You can see daily. There was this level here that was of, note, right? But this candle broke it. Right, it confirmed the uptrend. I think we still have room back up to these highs, right? So I'm in US dollar, Canadian dollar as well. And as always, guys, right, all of these trades that I take are in the Discord channel. So firstly, join the free Discord using the QR code. And then we also have the VIP Discord as well. And as you can see, we've got Euro Aussie dollar buys. We had an Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar sell trade this week as well. We're in the US dollar CAD buy. We've got Euro Aussie dollar again, which hit target, and we're in this pound US dollar sell trade, right? So get involved, guys. Come join the Discord, check out the trades, learn how to trade, right? Come join us. Right, so that's enough about me, right? Got it. Got the little bastard. Christ, that's been plaguing me, that little git. Right, let's get to the questions now. You don't get this in Dubai. all the mosquitoes that I'm squatting. Also, guys, yeah, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. Please come join our community, join the free Discord with the QR code on the screen. Yeah, you can share knowledge, you can have chat with like-minded traders, loads of tutorials and stuff. Check it out, right? Also, guys, please check out the website, www.simply-forex.com, if you want access to my course, to the VIP Trading Academy, to my mentorship program, and to our new Price Action 101 Pro indicator. It's a beauty. It really is. I've got into the crazy situation right now where I've created this indicator, right, with the guys at Simply Forex, right, and I'm trying to outdo my indicator. It's like I'm trying to beat myself, but the indicator has been beating me, right? So it's all rather peculiar, the situation I find myself. But look, we're profitable. The indicator is profitable. That's the main thing. And also, guys, today's live stream is brought to you by Pepperstone. So they are willing to give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy and free access in terms of a essential trading view subscription if you switch brokers today. So go check it out, use our link, and we will hook you up with that great promo. Right, what are we looking at here? Let's go through the questions. Jolma, good morning, Tom. I am using the indicator, and so far I am very happy with the results, especially for Forex, which I had a lot of difficulty with. Jolma, this is bloody wonderful news. Keep it up. I'm happy for you. Brett, yes, that is the river I have on my chart. Shh, don't tell anyone. Heath, afternoon. How are you? We've got a question here. Alan. Hello, Tom. Question if that's okay. Of course it is, Alan. Is the 101 indicator good for all time frames? Is 1 hour, 15 minutes, or is it mainly for higher time frames? Cheers. So Alan, that is a fair enough question. Now, it will work on all time frames, right? It will, because it applies the same price action logic, right? Now, it trades like me, okay? And I trade daily direction, right, with H4 entry, sometimes H1, but mainly H4 entry. So that's what I would recommend on how to use the indicator. Now, the lower you go, sorry, just killing bugs. It's like anything, Alan, right? I wouldn't suggest going lower than the H4 or, you know, maybe the H1 at a push because of this, right? The lower the time frame, the less reliable the structure is. And it's as simple as that. And this goes for not only the indicator, but for any strategy, right? Let me just demonstrate my point, right? So let's find... Okay, let's look at US dollar, Canadian dollar, right? Let's look at the daily chart. Okay. Now, okay, let's just look at this part. I'm trying to find a part that illustrates my point, right? Now, if you look at the daily chart, right, this became an uptrend down here. Okay. Now, the daily chart, sideways action, never breaks, bang, and it eventually breaks here, right? So the reliability of that trend, so let's say from 25th of September to the 5th of Feb, if you was buying the market, chances are you would have had a good trade, right? That is a fair comment. That, again, we deal in facts on this channel, right? Not what I think. And that is a fact, okay? Now, if we drop down to the H1, where was we? We was on the 25th of September onwards, right? Now, if we go down to the H1 from the 25th of September. Christ, where have I gone to? Oh, okay. This is bloody miles away. Right, bear with me while I make my point. Talk amongst yourselves. We're almost there. September. Right, so this is where it started, down here, right? Okay, in here somewhere. Now, on the H1, you are going to get, this is going to make me look silly now, right? You're going to get loads of breakdowns in structure, right? So this structure is pretty good, right, on the H1. But really, this trend finishes there, right? So the trend finished like a couple of weeks later, right? Whereas the daily trend lasted for months. Okay? I don't know if I'm really illustrating my point that well here, right? But you get the point. Like the H1 is going to chop about, it's going to change. Yeah. So in here, this is all still daily uptrend. So go with the higher time frame. On the H1, right, you're having breakdowns all the time, right? That's a structure break. We're in a H1 downtrend. Up we go. Bang, we're in a H1 downtrend again. Bang, up here. Bang, we're in a H1 downtrend, right? It's not as reliable as a higher time frame. Okay, so just stick with the higher time frame, guys. I wouldn't go any lower than the H1 on any strategy, let alone the indicator. Okay, Alan. So yeah, I use it for H4, but you can use it on lower time frames. But yeah, at your own peril. Yeah, so I agree with Brett. The lower you go, the more noisy and choppy it will be. Yeah, and as a trader, as the longer you go in on this trading, right? I'll tell you what everyone does, and it's this. When you first start trading, right, put your hands up if you've done this. I can't see you, but just put your hands up, right? And I bet most of you have done this. When you first start trading, you think I'm gonna hit the M15 chart, maybe the 5-minute chart, or maybe the hourly chart. And you think that because you think you will be able to get more trades and therefore you can make more money. That is the biggest myth and nonsense of trading. After years of pissing about on the lower time frames, which is what I did, you will eventually realize the higher time frames are just less noisy and more reliable. You can rely on the trend. You can rely on the structure. So why wouldn't you trade those time frames, right? So yeah, you'll start off wanting to trade, 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart. Give it a year of trading, you'll be on the H4. I promise you. So yeah, there you go, guys. Right, we've got news in 7 minutes. Right, we've got another question here from Mr. Black. Was Mr. Black in Reservoir Dogs? Was there a Mr. Black? There was a Mr. Pink, a Mr. Orange. I don't think there was a Mr. Black. Mr. White, wasn't there? Was there a Mr. Black in Reservoir Dogs? I don't think so. Right, Aussie dollar, US dollar. It's all about this level. I know there's a level here on the H4. Will it break it? Right, let's just get back to where we were. So it's this level here that I'm talking about. Let's make it let's drag it down a little bit. Right, let's do a top-down approach. Now, on the weekly chart, and this goes with a lot of US dollar pairs, right? And we're going to do a top-down approach because this is how I approach every single market, right? All 28 currency pairs, I do this for every day. I do it very quickly, but this is what I do. Now, looking at this weekly, it's just choppy crap. It really is, right? If there's anything to go on, it's last week's candle was quite bearish, right? That would suggest potentially, sellers are more in favor than buyers. But really, we are in an uptrend, sideways uptrend, right? So it's really vague, the weekly chart. It's a mess, right? Now, if you go to the day chart, this is also difficult to read. And I'll explain why. Now, at this point, right, it's very simple, right? At this point, right here, we're in a downtrend. We're getting lower lows, lower highs. But then we got this candle just pop up above this level, and that confuses matters. Okay. And now prices come back down. You know, where's it going to go? Now, really, I want to see a break of one of these levels. If it starts breaking up from here, chances are we're going to come back up to these highs. If it breaks this level, chances are we're going to come back to these lows. Now, if you look at my trades today, guys, right, I'm in pound US dollar sell and US dollar Canadian dollar buy. So you can see by my trades that I am bullish US dollar, right? Simple as that. And if you look at these candles, very bearish, very bearish, I would be more inclined to get a break of this level. And you can see I've got an alarm here, okay? So if we got today a H4 structure break, sorry, a H4 break of this level, let's say we get a big bearish candle that looks like this, right? I would be very much interested in selling Aussie dollar, US dollar. And that's, like I say, I'm more bullish US dollar. So that's what I'm leaning towards. Am I interested in buying from this level back up? Not at the moment, right? Because if anything, those daily candles, well, not if anything, those daily candles are all very bearish, right? And H4 structure really is in a downtrend, right? We was in this uptrend, stopped making higher highs, and this is basically where we're at. So we're in a H4 downtrend as well. So yeah, the only trade I'm interested in is a break of this low. And if we get that, I would sell Aussie dollar, US dollar. For me to buy it, we need to start seeing bullish daily candles, right? Or a H4 structure break as well. So yeah, that's what I think. If you're looking for a US dollar pair, like I say, pound US dollar, I'm in this trade right now. So let's see how it goes. Like I say, we do have news in 2 minutes. So let's keep an eye on this pound US dollar trade. Because we do actually, what we're going to do is take a look at US dollar Canadian dollar. Because I'm also in this. And we've got this CPI coming out in a minute, guys, right? But we're going to play Guess the News game. Has anyone got a good joke before the news comes out? Okay, Raphael Wilson was talking about Aussie dollar shorts. Yes, if it breaks that level, Raphael, I'm with you on that one. We've got news coming out soon. Lee James, I know of someone who trades in the M15. Oh, in the 15-second time frame. My God. Lee, talk to that person. There needs to be like, what's those? An intervention with this person. Yeah, 15-second time frame. I mean, how can you even make sense of structure, trend, candlesticks, you know, all this good information? It's gone. The time you've read it, it's gone. How do you trade the 15-second time frame? Lee, please tell me he's not profitable. That would just not be right. Right, what else have we got? News in 4. Lee, happy birthday, Simply Forex. Couldn't find a vodka emoji. It's because I've drunk them all. Rahil, we'll look at EuroCAD just after the news. We've got news coming out right now. This is US dollar, Canadian dollar. So remember, we do have two pieces of news for this, right? We have CPI and we have the building permits for US dollar as well. And I'm in this trade. But let's have a look at a different US dollar pair that doesn't have Canadian dollar. Pound US dollar, okay. We are seeing US dollar strength. This is good. Obviously, this is what I want for my trade. Let's go back to the H4. And remember, guys, this could be a really important candle. We've got 30 minutes, excuse me, until the H4 candle forms. So this could be a really important candle. Let's have a look at New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Right, generally speaking, US dollar strength. Let's go back to US dollar CAD. So because US dollar CAD is flying more so than the others, Sherlock Holmes here, that's my nickname in these parts. It's not. I'm going to say the Canadian dollar news was worse than expected, and the US dollar news was better than expected. Now, if I get this right, guys, if I could have a little round of applause, that would be great. Here we go. A little round of applause, please. Well, yeah, so this was a lot better than expected. This was a little bit worse than expected. No previous here. No previous here, but this was a lot worse than expected. That's a big miss. 0.4 down to 0.1. So that's why we're seeing that Canadian dollar weakness. And we're seeing a bit of US dollar strength. Let's see if we are seeing Canadian dollar weakness against another pair. Okay, so this is pound Canadian dollar. A little bit, not much to be honest. Euro CAD, okay, a little bit of Canadian dollar weakness. But if you look at Euro US dollar, yeah, it's just US dollar strength coming into the market, guys, right? Which is exactly what I want for my trade. So happy bloody days. Right, so there you go, guys. That's the news. Nothing crazy happening. Right, Rahil wanted to look at okay, I've just got to bring this up. I've never heard of this, Lee. The person in question is Ment FX, home of lower time frame insanity. Indeed. That is insanity. I cannot get over trading the 15-second time frame. And also, the thing with these lower time frames, especially 15 seconds, is your speed of entry and spreads, right? Do you know what I mean? Like you're going to need like when you trade on the H4, speed of entry, let's be honest, isn't that important. Still we want tight spreads. But on the 15-second time frame, you want like instant. You could only trade super liquid markets like Euro US dollar. You know what I mean? You couldn't be trading the Indian rupee against the Russian ruble. Your spread wouldn't appear on the 15-second time frame. Craziness. I'm assuming the Ment FX is for mental, right? It's got to be. Rahil, Euro Canadian dollar. Now, this is an interesting one, right? Now, let me explain why. Because if we go to the day chart, right, we have this resistance level here, right? Right, touch once, touch once here, touch twice, touched again, we broke it. That big green candle broke it, okay? So that is a continuation of the daily trend. But we got this big bearish red candle closed back into it. So straight away, looking at these two candles, just even if I looked at nothing else on this chart, looking at those two candles, I don't want to touch it, right? Who's in control, buyers or sellers? It's very difficult. Now, another thing, and reasons why you look at other time frames, is because if we look at the weekly, Now, again, we have broke on the weekly, but this weekly level here, right, this has been holding since Jan 16. I think someone mentioned it in our Discord channel. This is a 10-year-old resistance level. And then it hits again here 2 years later, right? It's a pretty substantial level. Now, the weekly chart has broken through it, right? As is the daily. I'm going to go to the monthly, right? I wouldn't normally do this, but we've already got this bearish reaction at that level. It's going to be really interesting to see, excuse me, what this monthly candle does. Now, I wouldn't normally look at the monthly chart, but this level is so, it's lasted so long, right, without being broken. 10 years. So I'm very conscious of this level, right? And just the fact that the daily is starting to look like this, right? I mean, let's see. You know, it might just blast through it and it will be like, what resistance? But for me, while it's hovering around this resistance level, I'm just a bit standoffish, especially after this. So for me, I would stay away from it, Rahil, to be quite frank. Right. He trades gold. Okay. Fair enough. But even still, I would get a nosebleed just looking at that guy trade. Like, I say, I've said this so many times, right? My trading is slow, methodical, and boring. Let me take a drink, guys. I sound like an old dog. Right, and throughout my trading career, I've scalped, I've intraday trade, I've swing traded, right? And what I found is my little happy place is intraday trading, right? I on average probably get about a trade a day, right? Over the month, probably about a trade a day, maybe a little bit more. And that does me. That's my happy place. You know, you get them people who are like frothing at the mouth and they want to be like 20 trades a day, scalping the shit out of it. I've done that, right? Not so much 20 trades a day, but let's say 5, 6, 7 trades a day. And I just don't want to be there. I've done trading for freedom, right? If you're scalping the crap out of the 5-minute chart, I would say you're still like this at the chart all day, and that's not freedom. I like slow, methodical, boring, right? And I can just sit back, I set up a couple of alarms, I enter a trade if I get a setup, I sit back, I will manage that trade. It's important to point that out. I am a believer in managing trades. But that's it, guys, right? I can't understand how anyone wouldn't want to trade like that. Slow, methodical, and boring. I'm not in this for the kicks, right? I used to be. But I tell you what, where you get your kicks, the biggest kick you will get out of trading is being consistently profitable. That's where you'll get your kicks, right? Not being in the market scalping the crap out of it. So, yeah, I mean, each to their own. You need to find what's right for you. You know, some people prefer swing trading, suits their personality and their lifestyle. Some people do prefer scalping. They want to be in the market. They're quite highly strung. They're impatient. They want to take those trades. I'm somewhere in the middle. And I would say most traders are somewhere in the middle. I'll be interested to hear from all you guys. You know, where are you? Are you scalper, swing trader, more of an intraday? Yeah, let us know, guys. Would love to hear from you. And yeah, also Poo Poppy, very good point. Lots of trades add up in swaps. Yeah, add up in swaps, commissions, right? You know, if you're going for 6 pips, spreads are a big thing, right? You couldn't leave a trade overnight. If you've got a 6 pip stop loss, when the market, you know, when you get that the funny hour after the market finishes and that daily candle closes, you'll be whipped out, right? You couldn't stay in it. Right. Okay, so Daniel, I've never taken more than 2 trades in a single day. That's more than enough. To be honest with you guys, you need 1 good trade a week. Do that for 4 weeks, you've made 4%. Right? You know, this concept of I need to be in the market is killing you. And it's what all new traders do. Hi, Jude. How are you? No, I've just give that some silly. Oh, what's that? Is that some old best view? Okay, I don't know what that is. Yeah, okay, it's called the spread hour. I call it the funny hour. Right, guys, have we got any other questions in here? I'm sure I saw another question. If we haven't, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a look at my trades. I'm in pound US dollar sells. This is looking good, right? And yeah, let me just show you this, guys. Like, this is the river that we've created for the indicator, the price action 101 indicator. And it also gives you the daily bias here as well. So you don't really need to leave the H4 chart. And I've taken a trade from within the river, right? And I'm just looking to take price lower. So yeah, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? I could show you the rest of the indicator. Let me show you just quickly, right? So this is the rest of the indicator. It gives you all of the points that you need to trade from in terms of resistance. I'm going to show you a trade that I took on the indicator, right? So it puts in all of these support and resistance levels, right? And they're all explained, but all of these are support and resistance levels, right? And you can see, guys, the daily candle, the daily was telling us that it's bearish. This is an Aussie dollar Canadian dollar trade. This was a price action 101 pro trade. We would come back to one of the levels that the indicator highlights. We was within the river. We got a bearish candle. We're also working on something that tells you if the candle's bearish enough or not. Believe it or not, the NASA scientists are working on that. And it just ticked all the boxes, right? So it told me exactly where to trade from, right? Trade from that level, bearish candle within the river. It was bearish on the daily. H4, actually, I'm even taking, there's also lines that I've taken off, guys, and it shows you where structure breaks. But anyway, guys, look, it's a great indicator. If you're interested, there's a link in the video description. Go check it out. Honestly, people are getting great results with this. You know, it performed better than I did last month, and I'm a little bit sore about it. So there you go, guys. Let's have a look at US dollar, Canadian dollar as well, because I'm still in that. Okay, so that's going great guns. Oh, there you go, guys. Look, there's all the lines it shows. This shows you all the structure breaks. All right, once it breaks that level, we've got a structure break. Once it breaks that level, we've got a structure break. Never broke this level, as you can see. So it tells you trend as well, this indicator, right? You know, I will wax lyrical about it because it's something really good that we've created. It's helping traders understand price action, and it's helping traders get some results, right? So yeah, come check it out, guys. Why the hell not? Try, you know, sign up for a month. If you don't like it, leave. Yeah, but I'm confident you will. Right, guys, what else are we going to look at? I was looking at New Zealand yen, actually. Okay, but not really got a setup as yet. What else were we looking at, guys, today? Yeah, Euro, Aussie dollar. I'm still in this trade. Okay, that's going great guns. I can't add to this trade. It's a bit too overextended, right? But if it does retrace back into here somewhere, I will look to buy it again. Yeah. Right, guys, if there's no more questions, Cedric, how do you get it? There is a link. There's a link. There you go. So Brett has posted the link, so go check it out. The link's there. You can see the video. Yeah, and you can get it all there. All the information's there, guys. Okay, on that note, we are going to call it a day. Thank you very much for your time today. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Check out the indicator, check out the website, join our free Discord. We have a beautiful community. I don't know if they're that beautiful. They tell me they are. So come join it. All right, guys, and I will see you next time.